Hey everyone, it's Amaya, and welcome back to The Traveller. Today, I'm taking you to a place that feels straight out of a dream. A tiny Japanese island with no cars, no noise, and hundreds of fluffy rabbits running free. This is Okunoshima, famously known as Rabbit Island, and for one unforgettable week, I lived here to experience its peace, its mystery, and its unexpected history. My journey began in a quiet coastal town called Tadanumi, about 2 hours from Hiroshima City. The train ride itself already set the mood. The scenery shifted from bustling urban life to tranquil countryside views of rice fields and gentle waves of the Seto Inland Sea. When I arrived at Tadanumi port, the air felt lighter, the sea sparkled under the sunlight, and a few travellers stood near the dock holding little bags of rabbit food. The ferry to Okunoshima costs just a few hundred yen and runs every hour or so. It's a short 15-minute ride, but it feels like you're crossing into another world. As the ferry pulled away, the mainland faded behind us, and the small green island began to grow on the horizon, lush, quiet, and mysterious. I stood by the railing feeling the breeze, and I could already see movement along the shore. At first, I thought they were birds, but as we got closer, I realized they were rabbits. When we docked at Okunoshima port, a few curious bunnies were already waiting near the pier. The moment I stepped off the ferry, I was surrounded by them, hopping around, sniffing bags, tugging gently at my pants, as if to say, welcome to our home. The locals call them Yuzaji, and they are everywhere. On the trails, in front of the hotel, near the beaches, even inside the picnic areas. They're friendly, calm, and used to visitors, though you'll need to bring your own food since the island doesn't have any stores. I had bought some rabbit pellets and cabbage at Tadanumi port, and it didn't take long before I had a crowd of fluffy followers. There's something so pure about sitting down on the grass with rabbits all around you. Their noses twitch, their ears flicker in the wind, and they nudge your hand for more snacks. It's like stepping into a fairy tale. But beyond the cuteness, Okunoshima holds a story that few tourists expect, a dark, haunting secret from Japan's wartime past. As I walked away from the busy port and deeper into the island, I started to notice crumbling concrete structures hidden behind trees, vines creeping up old walls, and faded warning signs written in Japanese. This wasn't just a paradise for rabbits. Decades ago, it was completely erased from maps. During World War II, Okunoshima was used by the Imperial Japanese Army as a secret chemical weapons production site. From 1929 to 1945, this peaceful island produced thousands of tons of poison gas in total secrecy. Workers were brought here under strict orders not to speak about what they did, and even their families didn't know the truth. After the war, much of the facility was destroyed, but traces remain, a chilling reminder of what once happened here. I visited the Poison Gas Museum, a small but powerful place that tells this hidden story. Inside, you'll find photos, tools, and artifacts from the old factory, along with testimonials from workers who suffered long-term health effects. It's heartbreaking and deeply moving. Outside the museum, I followed a dirt path leading to the ruins of the old power plant and the gas storage buildings. Massive concrete walls, rusted steel beams, and doorways swallowed by greenery stand silent under the sun. I walked through, careful and respectful, feeling the weight of history in the air. It's strange, in the middle of such beauty, you can still sense what once happened here. And yet, life has taken over. Rabbits hop between the ruins, wildflowers bloom through cracks in the concrete, and the forest hums with cicadas. The island has healed itself. Standing there, I couldn't help but think about the contrast, how a place that once created poison now overflows with life. From there, I followed the Okunoshima nature trail loop, a roughly 4-kilometer circular path that wraps around the island. The route is gentle, perfect for walking or biking, and it gives you a full tour of the island's landscapes, dense forests, open fields, rocky cliffs, and quiet beaches. The Omotesando path was my favorite stretch. It's shaded by tall pine trees, and the sunlight filters through like tiny spotlights on the trail. Rabbits appear and disappear between bushes, and occasionally you hear waves in the distance. It's one of those walks where time doesn't matter. Every few hundred meters, the path opens up to viewpoints overlooking the Seto Inland Sea. The views are breathtaking, blue water dotted with small islands, fishing boats gliding slowly across, and seagulls calling from above. I stopped at one of these lookouts, sat on a bench, and just listened. No cars, no engines, no noise, just the sounds of nature and the occasional crunch of a rabbit munching grass beside me. It's moments like this that remind you why traveling slowly is so rewarding. Continuing the trail, I reached the coastline again and found myself at Okunoshima Beach, near the pier. The sand is soft, the water is crystal clear, and yes, even here, rabbits wander around lazily. They dig little holes in the sand, rest under benches, and sometimes even chase each other near the water. I spent an afternoon here watching them as the sun began to set. There's another quieter spot on the east side of the island called East Coast Beach, and if you want solitude, that's the place to go. Bring your own water and snacks though. There are no convenience stores or vending machines beyond a few near the hotel. Watching the sunset from the beach was pure magic. The sky turned orange and pink, the sea shimmered like glass, and the rabbits slowly settled down as the day ended. For accommodation, there's only one option on the island, Kyukamura Okunoshima, a cozy hotel surrounded by open lawns and, of course, more rabbits. The rooms are simple but comfortable, with ocean or forest views. And there's even an onsen bath where you can soak while listening to the waves. Dinner is traditional Japanese style. Rice, miso soup, local fish, and fresh vegetables. Everything tastes even better after a long day of exploring. The next morning, I woke up, opened my balcony door, and found 6 rabbits sitting right outside, waiting like little breakfast guests. They stretched, blinked at me, and hopped closer, as if to say a good morning. It was the cutest start to any day ever. During my week on Okunoshima, life slowed down completely. I walked everywhere, carried my own groceries, talked to a few local staff who maintain the hotel and museum, and learned how this island transformed from a place of secrecy to a symbol of peace. One caretaker told me that the government didn't know what to do with the island after the war, so they let nature take over, and somehow, nature decided to fill it with rabbits. Whether they were descendants of lab rabbits or brought later by visitors, no one really knows, but they've become the heart and soul of the island. Every day felt different. Sometimes I'd film sunrise from the observation point, other times I'd sit by the pier sketching or reading while rabbits nibbled nearby. The weather changed often. Sunny mornings, cloudy afternoons, quiet nights filled with stars. On my last evening, I joined a small group of travelers near the pier. We watched the sunset together in silence, just soaking it in. The rabbits were calm, the waves were soft, and for a moment, it felt like time stopped. It made me think about how strange and beautiful the world can be, that the same ground that once produced poison now produces peace. That's the magic of Okunoshima. It's not just a cute tourist stop. It's a living reminder of transformation and healing. It teaches you to slow down, to listen, to appreciate silence, and to see how nature always finds a way to start again. When you visit, bring respect, patience, and an open heart. Don't chase the rabbits. Let them come to you. Walk slowly, look closely, and you'll notice things you'd never see in the city. The sound of waves echoing through trees, the pattern of rabbit footprints in sand, the gentle hum of cicadas blending with the sea breeze. Before I left, I took one last walk around the island. A ferry horn echoed in the distance, signaling the next departure. I turned back one more time, the hotel fading behind me, the trail winding into the trees, and rabbits watching quietly from the grass. It felt bittersweet leaving such a peaceful place. But as I boarded the ferry back to Tadernumi, I realized something. Okunoshima isn't just about rabbits. It's about rediscovering what life feels like when you remove the noise, the rush, and the constant movement. It's about being present. So if you ever find yourself in Japan, take a detour from the usual cities and come here. Spend a day or a week on this tiny island where cars don't exist, where history whispers through the ruins, and where hundreds of soft little creatures remind you that peace is possible. Bring your camera, but don't forget to simply look. Feel the wind, listen to the quiet, and let Okunoshima work its calm magic on you. This is a place that stays with you long after you've left. I came here expecting a cute travel story and left with something far deeper, a reminder that healing is possible anywhere, even on an island once lost to war. And maybe that's why the rabbits are here, tiny guardians of peace. I'm Amaya, and this has been The Traveller. Thank you for joining me on this journey to Rabbit Island. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this adventure with someone who loves travel, nature, and a little bit of magic. Until next time, safe travels, and may you always find your own peaceful island wherever you go.